actually joined here by the Meridian Mayor Robert Simison. Thank you so much for joining us.
Happy to be here. It's great business here in Meridian, and excited that you guys are here promoting it as well as our community.
Well, speaking of the community, there's always a lot going on here in Meridian. Talk about the growth and how it's continuing here.
Well, growth does continue. We still see a lot of people building homes here in our community. We see a lot of new businesses coming to our community. But it's kind of interesting. We're really in kind of a planning for that next phase of growth here in Meridian. Whether it's places like the Village that are talking about their next phase, Roaring Springs, that they did their big expansion, but they're still building into that. You throw in the things that the city is working on, or our transportation partners are putting in and planning for. So we're going to see a lot of new road projects come online here in the next couple of years, and that's that infrastructure that's so needed for a growing community that we're focusing on. And our residents want roads built. I want roads built. So that's what we're kind of looking at.
Yeah, absolutely. And the 10-mile area has been growing quite a bit lately.
Yes.
How does the city continue to do so well in that 10-mile area?
Well, it really is our partners. Our partners have great visions, but it started with a planning process way back in the early 2000s where we put together a 10-mile area specific plan, and that's what we've been growing to. A lot of people don't realize the amount of effort that goes into planning for that future, and the city looked at that area many years ago before there was an overpass. A plan was there. That way when the overpass came, the businesses started to develop to that plan, and that's what we're continuing to see. And right now, until we get Highway 16 built, 10-mile feels very constrained, but once Highway 16 gets constructed, 10-mile will feel like another a lot less crowded than it is. That will allow that new development on the west side to really start to take off and flourish.
Wow, that is so interesting. I did not realize that it was 20 years in the making for that whole development.
Absolutely. Yeah, our team worked on that 10-mile area specific plan. It was really being wrapped up when I first started with the city back in 2007.
Wow.
Well, speaking of being with the city, obviously you are the mayor. We know there's some challenges and opportunities here. What are some of the challenges the city is currently working through?
Well, I just mentioned the one, traffic. Our residents say that's our number one issue. So one of the things that the city did was we really put some investment into the Linda Road overpass, which is just beginning construction this month. So we're going to see that project be worked on over the next 2 years, and that's really going to take a lot of people off of Meridian Interchange, off of the 10-mile interchange. We combine that with Highway 16, all those roads are going to feel a whole lot different for that. Also, Eagle Road. Eagle Road has been a pretty big focus of ours over the time with the congestion that's on it and the speed limit, and ITD is working on putting in their plan to do some specific times when the traffic will slow down. So looking at that. The other part is obviously just infrastructure development for the city, sewer, water, getting that built out in the proper ways so that we can have more the homes built that are planned and needed, because everyone talks about housing affordability. Well, if you don't have the ability to put more housing, the market just drives the prices out of control, and we want to try to find that balance for our community.
Yeah, absolutely. And can you share some of the positive things happening in the city of Meridian?
Oh, well, again, positive. I mean, you've heard from our parks director, but I don't think you have a chance to talk about the work we're doing to try to build a new community center in our community.
Okay.
So that's been moving forward. They're going to be going into the design process. Still a few years away, but everything in Meridian that's really we're talking about is that few years away right now, whether it's the Village expansion, Roaring Springs next phase, what the city's trying to build on, buying parkland for the future. Those are the things that we're really kind of looking at. And so 2 years, much different conversation.
And before we let you go, we want to know what you're looking forward to most here in the next year here in Meridian.
Oh, yeah. Looking forward to the next year. I think it's just, our community is continuing to get out and recover and enjoying each other. The events and activities that we've heard about, everything from Dairy Days continues to, thrive in Meridian. Our downtown businesses, we've had several new ones open up here recently. Buildings that were vacant for 15 years are now being occupied in our downtown. And so we're just going to continue to see an evolution of Meridian, and other parts of our city are going to continue to grow like out at 10 Mile.
Yeah, exciting. And thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing all the positive and exciting things that are happening in Meridian that Mayor Robert Simison has been telling us about this morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Happy to be here.